Before the team kicks off its most pivotal month of the season, let's first look back on some of the best for the Phantoms so far. That's the focus of this week's edition of Top Plays, the top 10 Phantoms goals scored so far, and what better place to start than at the very beginning. And with the first goal scored on home ice this season coming courtesy of Max Willman, who would score short-handed with just 36 seconds left in the opening period of Lehigh Valley's home opener with Hartford. One of 7 short-handed goals scored by the Phantoms so far this season, Willman has 2 of them. Morgan Frost setting this one up, just as he would do then again for Willman just a couple weeks later, this time against Springfield, when tenacious work by Frost would create a 2-on-1. Tremendous patience by the former first-rounder before sliding across ice pass to Willman, who buries in close. Check out the slick hands in tight quarters by Max Willman. That was his 6th goal of the season at the time. He's got 9 in 18 games, playing most of the season with the big club up in Philly. Another guy who spent most of the year in the NHL is Jerry Mayhew. In fact, by Christmas, he was a full-time Flyer. But before that, he was the one responsible for triggering this year's stuffed animal storm by netting the coveted teddy bear toss goal a little over 9 minutes into the team's mid-December showdown with Cleveland. Mayhew's 8th goal of the season, prompting 6,593 teddy bears and stuffed animals to be thrown onto the ice. Mayhew's goal also kick-starting a 4-2 win over the Monsters. Phantoms followed that victory with a milestone moment the very next night, when Garrett Wilson would tally the 100th goal of his American Hockey League career. A go-ahead tally midway through the second period against Hartford, en route to what would ultimately become Lehigh Valley's first win beyond regulation in 6 tries. Second of 3 straight triumphs for the Orange and Black, part of the season-high 9-game point streak for Lehigh Valley, which was extended just 6 days later thanks to another big goal from the alternate captain. Phantoms down 3-2 against Rochester with less than a minute to go in regulation when a friendly carom off the end boards pops a loose puck into the slot where Wilson is in the right place at the right time to hammer home the equalizer. Phantoms would ultimately fall into shootout but able to keep their point streak alive thanks to Wilson's late-game heroics. Speaking of late-game heroics, no player on Lehigh Valley's roster has more game-winning goals this season than Adam Clendening, the veteran defenseman with a trio of winners, the most dramatic of which came on New Year's Day, when Clendening pushed the Phantoms to a 2-1 overtime victory against Bridgeport with this bonus session beauty. His 4th goal of the season at the time, he's now up to 5 tallies and 32 points overall. Good for second best on the team in total scoring. January started with a bang, it ended with 1-2. Phantoms down 2-1 late in regulation to rival Hershey when back-to-back goals from Cal O'Reilly and Linus Sandin, just over 2 minutes apart, propelled Lehigh Valley to a come-from-behind 3-2 victory over the Bears. The captain with a shorty before Sandin nets the eventual winner. O'Reilly finished the night with a pair of goals. He's your team leader in total scoring with 42 points overall. One of the hallmarks of this Phantoms team this season has been goal-scoring contributions from some unlikely sources. That's where we're going for our next 2 goals. The first of which comes from Alex Kyle, who was signed from the ECHL in mid-January, netting this sensational goal against Hershey less than a month later. Silky, smooth hands in close, leading to his 3rd goal of the year, part of a 3-goal first frame for Lehigh Valley, en route to a convincing 6-3 doubling up of the rival Bears. Lehigh Valley and Hershey hooking up just 2 days later when the poster child for goals from unlikely sources struck again. Hayden Hodgson with a one-time power play scorcher from the left circle, tying the game at 1 apiece before the Phantoms would ultimately top the Bears 3-2. Hodgson, who hadn't played in the AHL since 2018, is tied for the team lead with 18 goals, recently earning an NHL contract before scoring in his National Hockey League debut. Phantoms will finally be back home this weekend after a season-long 6-game road trip. The last time they took the ice at 7th and Hamilton, they rallied for a come-from-behind victory over Hartford, a game that featured a pair of sensational passes leading to Lehigh Valley goals. After Isaac Ratcliffe went cross-ice for a Hayden Hodgson tally, Linus Sandin went across the rink to Logan Day for the game winner with just over 4 minutes to play. After trailing 4-2 after the opening period, Lehigh Valley would battle all the way back to top the Wolfpack 6-5, improving the Phantoms' mark on home ice this year to 11-11-2. and 6.